Hello! Today I am going to be sharing with you a valuable life lesson that I have learned from watching a scene from the Avatar The Last Airbender from Chapter 1, Book 1, The Boy in the Iceberg. Now if you are having a hard time getting out of bed, if you are not waking up excited for the day, if you just want to cover up and stay in your bed the whole day and not walk out to the day, the reason why you don't feel motivated or excited may be because you don't have a strong why. A strong reason for you to get out of bed. A reason that brings excitement to your life. Now today I'm going to share with you the message that I have learned from watching the scene from the Avatar The Last Airbender. Now this message is that the message that I learned from this scene is by having a strong why, you can overcome many challenges in your life. By having a strong why, you can reach great heights. By having a strong why, you can make dreams into realities. You could turn things that you thought were impossible possible. You could do things that have been attempted in the past and people failed to do. You could succeed in which people have. You could succeed in an area where people have failed. Just because many people have done it before and have failed does not mean it is not possible. By having a strong why, you can make these things possible. By having a strong why, by having a strong reason for why you do things, you can make things, you could turn things that you thought were never possible into reality. Now is the time for me to share with you the scene from which I have learned this message from. Let's get to it. Yep.
I'm going to bed now. Oh. Yep, a man needs his rest. Prince Zuko, you need some sleep. Even if you're right, and the Avatar is alive, you won't find him. Your father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all tried and failed.
Because their honor didn't hinge on the Avatar's capture. Mine does. This coward's 100 years in hiding are over.
Now, if you haven't watched the Avatar The Last Airbender, if you haven't watched the whole animated series, I'm going to be giving out a lot of spoilers. So, spoiler alert. So, in the scene we have Zuko. Zuko is a young man, the one with the ponytail. And we also have the old man, his uncle, Master Iroh. In the scene, so the storyline of Zuko is that he has been kicked out of his home. He's been kicked out of his birthplace. He has been kicked out of his country. He has been kicked out of his community by his father, the king. And the only way he could come back home is if he captures the Avatar, the Last Airbender. An impossible task at the time. And trying to remember. That is why he is so eager to capture the Avatar. That's why he is so motivated to capture the Avatar, because the only way for him to come back home is if he captures the Avatar. Now in the scene we have Master Iroh, his uncle, telling Zuko that even if the Avatar is alive, he will not be able to capture him or find him. Why? Because many great powerful men in the past have attempted to capture him or find him and have all failed. And those powerful men were his father, his grandfather, and his great-grandfather. So his uncle says that because people in the past have attempted to find the Avatar and they have failed, means that he also is not going to find him. But Zuko tells him that the reason why they didn't succeed is because they don't have a strong why. They didn't have a strong why, a strong of enough reason. And he says that the reason was because their honor didn't hinge on the capture of the Avatar. That means, and the way I interpreted this message is what I believe what he meant is that they didn't have a strong why. The only way that Zuko, the only reason that has kept Zuko and to keep finding him is because that is the only way he could regain his honor. That is the only way he could go back to his home, to his community, to his birthplace. He is a prince. He is the father of a king. He has honor. He has to go back home and he has to lead the people, the community. And he feels that the only way he could regain his honor, his respect for his family, for his people, and for himself, is if he captures the Avatar. To him, that is a great why. To him, is of great importance. And he believes that the reason why the others have failed was because they didn't have a strong enough reason. This is what I believe. This is what he meant with his message. This is what I believe the authors, the writers of the Avatar The Last Airbender are trying to share with us. That if you have the message that they are trying to share with us is that if you don't have a strong why, you may not be able to achieve many things in life, or many of those great things that you wish to achieve. By having a strong why, I believe that you can overcome many obstacles. You can reach great heights. I truly believe this. By having a strong why, you can achieve things of great heights. Things that you never thought were possible. Things that you felt like it wasn't meant for you. I truly believe that you can make these things happen by having a strong why. Now in the scene, if you watch the animated the animated series, he does find the Avatar. He does find him, even though his uncle said that he wouldn't find him because many powerful men in the past have attempted to find him and they have all failed. You know, powerful men. We're talking about kings here. You know, that is a good example to me. The example they're sharing with us is that even if people in the past have failed to attempt what you are trying to achieve, does not mean that it is not possible. Now I'm going to share with you other examples to help me explain the meaning, or help me explain why I believe it is important to have a strong why. Now there were two pro fighters, and those two pro fighters were Mike Tyson, two professional fighters, Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas. They were going to have a match and they fought. Buster Douglas' mother had passed away 2 days before the fight, and his mother told the whole world, or spread the news, that his son was going to defeat Mike Tyson, something that has never been done before. She spread the word that it was going to happen. And in the fight, Mike Tyson knocked down Buster Douglas, and Buster Douglas rose up from the ground, something that that nobody has ever risen from before. Every time Mike Tyson knocks somebody down, every time Mike Tyson knocks somebody down, they never rose up from it. But Buster Douglas did. He rose up. And guess what? Buster Douglas defeated Mike Tyson. He knocked him down. Something that hadn't been done before. Buster Douglas defeated Mike Tyson. Nobody else had defeated Mike Tyson or has ever risen from his punch after being knocked down. Now, in the end of the fight, they asked Buster Douglas, what did he do to defeat Mike Tyson? And Buster Douglas said, it was simple. Before my mother passed away, she told the whole world that I was going to defeat Mike Tyson. He didn't say, I trained an extra 24 hours. I trained an extra 4 hours every day. I trained on my speed. I trained on my punch. He didn't say those things. He didn't say I ate this healthy meal and I went on a vegan diet, or He said that it was simple. His mother told the world that he was going to defeat Mike Tyson, and he did. Now I believe the reason why he did it was because he had a strong why. He had a strong reason. He had a strong purpose. His mother, who passed away 2 days before the fight, told the whole world. And I believe that meant something so much, so important to him. I believe it meant so much, if that was the only way, he could fulfill his mother's last wishes. Maybe they weren't her wishes, but at least fulfill those words, turn those things into reality. The last thing he could give his mother before passing was to defeat Mike Tyson. That's what I believe. That's why I believe he defeated him, because he had a strong why. Because it came from somewhere where it was strong. A strong feeling, somewhere that gave him strength, more strength that he probably never thought he had. By having a strong why, by having a strong reason, by having a strong purpose, I believe that is why he defeated Mike Tyson. Another example is the Wright brothers, the two men who created the first airplane. They were the two men that created the first airplane. Now there was another gentleman, another man that was also at the same time trying to create the first airplane. That man had all the great team. He had all the money that he needed. But from what I read, that man was only interested in the money, while the Wright brothers had the vision of seeing people use airplanes to travel across the world, to get there faster than ever before, to get to places faster than ever before. What truly mattered to them was to make their vision turn into reality, to turn their dream into a reality. They wanted, to them what was more important was to create something new, something that would bring the world make the world more innovative. That was truly their motive. That was their motivator, compared to the other man who was interested in the money. And guess who created the first airplane? The Wright brothers. The Wright brothers created the first airplane. And when the other man found out, he quit. Why? I don't know why, but from what I read, maybe it was because he seen that they had already created it, so he wasn't going to make no more money. If he really enjoyed creating those airplanes, or if he really was into the dream, or creating his own airplane, making something into a reality, turning his dreams into a reality, if it was a dream, or just creating something innovative, something that he'd enjoyed doing, why did he quit? If he really enjoyed it, maybe he didn't think he would make any money, or he just was a smart guy and realized that there's somebody else doing it better than me, so I'm going to start a new business. I don't know the reason why, but I do know that the Wright brothers did it, and they had no money. They only had people that believed in the dream. The team that they had was a team that believed in the dream of making their visuals into reality. They turned their dreams into reality. They turned it into reality. Compared to other people who were just interested in the money, they had a team that, oh yeah, we're gonna pay you this much. But these people were so, it was important to them. It was, it came, I believe, from their heart. That, like, maybe they were interested in the money, but that was not the only interest. Their interest was also to make something happen, something that would bring civilization closer. I believe they had a strong reason why, and I believe they had a stronger reason, a stronger why reason compared to the other man. Just as Buster Douglas had a stronger reason to defeat Mike Tyson. It was a stronger why, a stronger reason. This is why I believe by having a strong why, you could overcome many difficult challenges in your life. You could overcome obstacles that you never thought were possible. If you really want to achieve great success, if you really want to improve your life and the life of others, maybe it's time to revise why you're doing things. Maybe it's time to revise your goals, or if you have a certain goal, maybe change the reason why you're doing it and find a stronger reason, something that brings great meaning to you, something that brings great purpose, something that you wish to achieve before you passed away. Now, if you're having a hard time maybe discovering what is your why you do things, or why do you want to accomplish this, there are many. One way that I could one example maybe that maybe may help you discovering your why is, what would you like to do before you passed away, before you are no longer in this earth? What would you like to have accomplished? What would you like to accomplish? Before you passed away, what would you like to have done, accomplished? Who would you like to have supported, give to, change certain things in the world? What would you like to do? Would you like to leave your mother with a house, create passive income, You know, make people happy, support somebody that has been going through so much. You know, write that letter. What would you like to do before you passed away? And maybe that, by figuring out what is it that you want to do before you're gone, is maybe you might discover your why. Why is it that you want to change these things in the world, or why is it that you want to get these things done? So write down on a notebook, what do you want to do before you pass away? And I feel like that is a great way of finding out what is that is truly important to you, so you can focus on those things and remind yourself on a daily basis why you're getting up in the morning. When you get up in the morning, tell yourself, I'm getting up for this specific reason. I have created a future for myself and for my family. I have created a future of success. I now know what steps I'm taking. I know in what direction I'm heading. Now the time to change this is now. Tomorrow is not a guarantee. The time to change this is now, you know. The time to take action is now. Tomorrow is not a guarantee. You may not have the people that you have today tomorrow. You may not be here tomorrow. So, you know, write that down in your notebook too. What would I like to do before I pass away? And if I am no longer, and if I don't have the people that I have today, how would I treat them? What would I like to do for them? And if I'm not going to be here in a couple of months ahead of time, what would I like to have gotten done? What would I like to get done? Tomorrow is not a guarantee. The only time you have is now. You may not have the people in your life that you have right now tomorrow. You may not be around tomorrow. The time to change is now. Now this is pretty hardcore, but you know, it is truth. So if you could focus on what is truly important and why you're doing things, that could be a great motivator. It could give you energy. It could give you the spirit to rise. You know, by reminding yourself what is truly important to you, it gives you true purpose to why waking up in the morning is really important, why it really matters. Now, before I end this video, I'm going to share with you a quote from Mark Twain, the American writer. There are two important days in your life: the day you find out when you are born, and the day, I messed it up. There are two important days of your life: the day you are born and the day you find out why. There are two important days of your life: the day you are born and the day you find out why. So if you wish to accomplish great heights, if you wish to turn your dreams into realities, if you wish to overcome many things you thought weren't possible, if you wish to accomplish things that have been attempted before and they have failed, does not mean you cannot accomplish the mission. Maybe they didn't have a strong reason for it. Maybe they didn't have what it takes. Maybe you have a strong reason why. You have a true purpose. You have a strong reason. To you, it is really important for you to succeed. The only time is now. Tomorrow is not a guarantee. Practice this. Remind yourself the reason why. Tomorrow is not a guarantee. The two important days of your life are when you are born and when you find out why. Don't let your days go by without knowing why you're doing things, why you're getting up in the morning. I'm not asking, I know it is hard to do it right now, but don't let days pass without knowing why you're doing things. You know, life is really important. You have people that are important to you and that you are important to them. Don't let another day go by without knowing why you're doing things. And if you don't have a strong reason why, maybe it is time for you to change those things. Woo! Now, if you found this video useful, helpful, please share with somebody that might benefit from it, somebody that you may be able to help by sharing this video. All I ask of you is to please share the story. Thank you.